The click of the lock echoed in the otherwise silent house. Eleanor waltzed in, a forced cheerfulness plastered on her face. "Honey, I'm home." Traffic was a nightmare. Her perfume, usually a comforting scent, now choked me. It reeked of guilt, of lies, of someone else. For weeks, the subtle shifts in her routine, the hushed phone calls, the vague excuses for late nights at work had chipped away at the bedrock of our marriage. I'd initially dismissed them as paranoia, the anxieties of a man approaching his 40s, but the gnawing feeling in my gut persisted. Then, a seemingly innocent misplaced phone revealed a text, a single, damning text that confirmed my worst fears. "Can't wait to see you tonight, baby." "Welcome back," I said, my voice flat, emotionless. I knew I needed to be calm, collected, for the storm that was about to break. She froze, a flicker of unease crossing her features. "Is everything okay? You seem tense." "We need to talk," I replied, gesturing towards the living room. Eleanor followed, her usual confident stride faltering slightly. She perched on the edge of the sofa, the picture of manufactured innocence. I remained standing, my shadow looming over her. "Look, I know things have been a little off lately," she started, her voice a touch too high-pitched. "Work's been stressful, and I haven't been myself." I held up a hand, silencing her practiced excuses. "Don't bother, Eleanor. I know." Her eyes widened, a deer caught in headlights. "No, what?" From my pocket, I pulled out the photographs. Crystal clear images of her and Daniel, her supposed colleague, intertwined in a passionate embrace outside a downtown hotel. The date stamp on the corner of the pictures mocked me, our anniversary. The color drained from her face. She stared at the photos, her hand flying to her mouth, a choked sob escaping her lips. Her carefully constructed facade crumbled, revealing the raw, exposed fear beneath. She didn't deny it. She couldn't. How, she stammered, her voice barely a whisper. "Does it matter?" I asked, my voice laced with a coldness I hadn't known I possessed. She collapsed onto the sofa, burying her face in her hands. The sobs racked her body. The performance was Oscar-worthy, but I was immune. I'd seen the genuine Eleanor in those photographs, the Eleanor who clearly felt no remorse until this very moment. "It's over, Eleanor," I said, the words heavy with finality. "I want you out." The following days were a blur of packing, legal consultations, and the agonizing process of untangling our lives. The house, once filled with laughter and shared dreams, now echoed with the ghosts of what we had lost. But my revenge wasn't complete. Daniel, the man who had shattered my world, deserved to face the consequences of his actions. I knew where he worked. A sleek, modern office building downtown. I walked in, my purpose clear, my anger a simmering ember. I marched past the receptionist, ignoring her protests, and headed straight for Daniel's office. The door was ajar. He was inside, laughing at something on his computer screen. The sight of him, so carefree, so oblivious, fueled the fire within me. I burst into the room, slamming the door behind me. He jumped, his face paling as he recognized me. "You," he sputtered, his voice trembling. I didn't waste words. I threw the photographs onto his desk, scattering them across the polished surface. His eyes darted to the images, his smugness replaced with a look of pure terror. "Enjoy your 15 minutes of fame, Daniel," I said, my voice low and menacing. "Because everyone will know what you are." I turned and walked out, leaving him to stew in the wreckage of his exposed affair. The receptionist, witnessing the scene, looked at me with a mixture of fear and pity. I didn't care. I had done what I needed to do. The next day, Daniel was fired. His reputation, meticulously crafted over years, was in tatters. His world, like Eleanor's, had come crashing down. Eleanor tried to contact me, pleading, begging for forgiveness. She claimed it was a mistake, a moment of weakness. She promised to change, to be the woman I once loved. But the damage was irreparable. The trust, the foundation of our marriage, had been shattered beyond repair. I moved out of the house, leaving behind the memories, the pain, the ghosts of a life that no longer existed. The healing process was slow, arduous, filled with sleepless nights and a constant ache in my chest. But with each passing day, the pain lessened, replaced by a quiet resolve, a determination to rebuild my life, brick by broken brick. I started traveling, exploring places I'd always dreamed of seeing. I reconnected with old friends, forged new relationships. I rediscovered passions I thought I'd lost. Slowly, painstakingly, I began to heal. One evening, months later, I was sitting in a small cafe in a quaint European town, watching the world go by. The sun was setting, casting a warm golden glow over the cobblestone streets. A sense of peace washed over me, a feeling I hadn't experienced in a long time. I looked at the setting sun, a symbol of a new beginning, a new chapter in my life. The pain of betrayal still lingered, a faint scar on my soul, but it no longer defined me. I was free, I had survived, and in the ashes of my old life, I had found something new, something stronger, something infinitely more valuable, myself. The future was uncertain, but for the first time in a long time, I felt a glimmer of hope, a sense of anticipation for what lay ahead. The journey wouldn't be easy, but I was ready. I was finally ready to move on.